I call upon the spirit of the owl, messenger of wisdom. Welcome to the Temple of the Owl. Merry meet, seekers of knowledge, for I am Matt's Owl, your guide through the mystical realms. In this episode, we will discuss tarot within the heart of the Temple of the Owl, hidden deep in the mystical forests of Northern California. Here, amidst the whispers of ancient trees, we embark on a journey through the realms of magic and spirituality. As we traverse these enchanted paths, know that our perspective is that of the modern witch. As always, the musings shared within these hollowed walls are but seeds of thought, offerings to inspire the magic that dwells within you. Witchcraft, you see, is a personal odyssey, a sacred dance between the practitioner and the unseen forces that shape our reality. Take these whispers of wisdom, hold them, mold them as clay in your hands, and let the alchemy of your spirit transform them into the essence of your own magical existence. I want to say thank you for the people who helped support this show. Thank you for listening on Spotify and YouTube. And a special thank you for those attuned to the frequencies of the Troubled Minds Radio Network, KUAP Digital Broadcasting. If you go to troubledminds.org, an invitation awaits you to join in the conversations of the Troubled Minds. I'd also like to thank Rohan of the Exiled Minds podcast and thank Michael Strange for helping inspire and produce these shows. As the cauldron of wisdom bubbles, let us stir the brew with the MOD, or I call the message of the day. It's an incantation to set the tone for our mystical discourse. And today's quote is, "In every tarot card, there is a story waiting to be explored." And it's unknown who said that, but I feel that because not only the images, but each tarot card is like its own story. Now, I got into tarot because I like the artwork. But the more I glimpsed into the pictures, the more I understood each card has a set of symbols and archetypes that each of us can connect with. So let's delve into the world of tarot. And as we go through this, just keep in mind that these are some of my ideas. You may have your own set of symbols that you use differently than I do. And that's okay. It's okay to read the cards as what they feel to you. Use these ideas to create your own meaning of the tarot. No two people are alike. So when we use these cards, learn what you can from the books, but then put them away and use your own intuition to read the cards for yourselves. So these are just, like I said, ideas, some of the things to help you get started into reading the tarot cards. Let's start with the origins of the tarot. They are unknown and shrouded in mystery. But I believe that they had some sort of divination system as far back as ancient Egypt and Greece. There is evidence of the star and the moon being referred to as signs. The earliest known deck is from the 14th century. In 1785, French occultist Jean-Baptiste Alette created a tarot deck that bridged tarot and astrology. In the late 1800s, a group of London mystics founded the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn. They created a tarot deck that combined numerology, astrology, and the Kabbalah. In 1909, Arthur Edward Waite and Padme Coleman Smith designed the Rider-Waite deck. It's the best-selling tarot deck in the world. In 1943, Aleister Crowley and Lady Freda Harris created the Thoth tarot deck, confirming that tarot and astrology go hand in hand. So whether you are a tarot reader learning astrology, or if you're into astrology and want to learn how to use the tarot, we can learn both together. Here are some of the basics. How does it work? When you pick a card, the energy or the essence of the card synchronistically matches the energy in your life. When you pull one or several cards for yourself or others to get advice for your current situation, the cards themselves are not the magic. It is your interaction with them and the willingness to listen to the universe. That's what catalyzes the magic in tarot. Every time you pull the cards, you are creating a new possible reality. These are suggestions of advice of the possibilities. Remember that you are in charge. You can change the future anytime you want. The tarot is a focal point for the magical abilities. The tarot is constructed of 78 cards, which is overwhelming at first, but let's break it down. The major arcana, Latin for the greater secrets, has 22 cards. The lesser arcana means the lesser secrets are 56 cards. The major arcana symbolizes life-changing moments like getting a job, falling in love, or travel. The minor arcana are about everyday ordinary things like drinking and eating, dancing, or sleeping. Together, they make a blueprint for the human experience. The major arcana, numbers 0 to 21, are the life lessons. They symbolize the archetypes for real people and teachers you will meet in your life. I like to call it the fool's journey. You start life as the fool or the initiate, a child learning about life. On your journey, you meet teachers, motherly and fatherly figures such as the emperor and the empress. You also learn lessons about life such as judgment and temperance. The star, the sun, the moon, and the world have been worshipped since the dawn of time. Once you learn all the secrets, the lessons of the major arcana, you start over again as the initiate and learn a new set of skills. This pattern of life repeats repeatedly. The minor arcana represents how to handle each situation. The minor arcana are split into 4 parts, like a regular deck of poker cards. Wands or clubs represent spiritual life, willpower, and inspiration. They are assigned to the element of fire and relate to the spark of life inside of all of us. Cups or hearts represent emotions and relationships, the element of water. Water holds many secrets of the reflections we see inside ourselves. The cup holds water. The swords, or spades, are about intellectual concepts and communication, the element air. The sword cuts through the air, and communication happens when we talk and listen. It is being carried by the air. Pentacles, or diamonds, represent material and monetary situations. It's the element of earth. Diamonds come from the earth, and all money is green. All earth magic is green magic. Then you have the numbers 1 through 10. And it's interesting to note that the ace card is the beginning of each suit. So the ace is like the 0 card, marking the beginning of the experience. The number 5 is the middle of the experience, and the number 10 marks the end of the story. So just breaking it down, we have the Ace of Cups represents the beginning of a relationship. The 5 of Cups, the halfway point, and the 10 of Cups would be the end of that relationship. Therefore, the Ace is the beginning of the situation of each element. Wands, spiritual; cups, emotional; swords, intellectual; and pentacles, physical. Each suit in the minor arcana has a set of 4 court cards: the page, the knight, the king, and the queen. They represent a family on the ideal level: a father, a mother, a son, and a daughter. They represent the masculine and feminine sides of each person. A page is a young person in your life, a messenger or a student. Knights represent a teenage person in your life, and they symbolize adventure. They are rescuers. When you see a knight in your tarot card, you may be asked to go on a quest or an adventure. Queens are the motherly figure in your life. They symbolize a creative, receptive, and intuitive person. When a queen shows up, it means we are being protected by a caring woman. Knights kings are protectors and providers. They were once knights that succeeded in their quest and became kings. They are fathers, commanders, and guardians of their kingdom. It is said that your first tarot deck should be a gift from someone. You don't buy your first tarot deck. Now, I feel it could go either way, but you should look online or at a bookstore for the perfect tarot deck for yourself. Sometimes the deck will call you. Now, there are hundreds of different styles of tarot decks, and I suggest you find the one that you feel connected to, like the artwork or the style that you like. Now, going through all the different types of tarot decks, you will find sometimes the cards have different names, but they mean the same thing. For example, the Fool as the initiate, Temperance, and Transformation. Now let's discuss the spreads, or the way the cards are laid out. There are many ways to do this. Each person has different ritual. These are mine. When you pull the cards for yourself, you are the signifier. Doing a reading for yourself, you are embodying the high priestess in the tarot. Remember, the connection to the divine is more important than the tool you use. When you pull cards for someone else, the person asking the question is called the querent. First, start by holding the deck of cards. Take a few deep breaths and call upon your spirit guides for protection and help. Some witches have their own patron of gods and goddesses of divination they call upon. Ask your guides that the cards be interpreted in a way that you can understand them and connect for the good of all, harming none. Say, I ask this card to tell me what I need to know in my life right now. Blessed be. And think about a specific event you need advice on. Now, shuffle the cards any way, as many times as you like. Sometimes I shuffle in sets of 3, 6, or 9. But sometimes I have the feeling to stop and read them there. It feels like the cards will let you know when to stop shuffling them. Now pull one card for yourself and interpret it. Notice the meaning of symbols. What is going on in the picture? How does it make you feel? Notice the colors and the effects of the card. Interpret it and break it down like we did above. What element is it? What number of the cards? Is it the beginning or the end of the situation? If you do this simple card reading once a day and look for the symbology in the cards throughout the day, you can technically learn the meaning of every card in as little as 78 days. Think of it like a daily horoscope. Next is the 3-card spread. Think of a question and pull 3 cards and place them down, left to right. The first card represents the past, the middle card represents the present, and the last card, the future. Interpret the cards based on where they are in the spread. My favorite spread is called the Celtic Cross spread. It uses 10 cards, and when it's laid out, it looks like a shield and a sword. You may wish to look it up to see what it looks like it's hard to explain it with words. Think of your question, pull 10 cards for yourself, or if you have a querent, shuffle and deal the 10 cards. I like to place the cards down and then write them down in a journal or notebook so I can interpret them with as much time as I need. That way I could go back and look at my reading in months or years from now and see if there's anything significant that I missed. I like to look at the whole spread and see if it tells a story or if there are any pictures that represent what's going on in your life. Now let's read and interpret each card based on where it is in the spread. The first card is the signifier. It represents you as the person asking the question. The second card is what crosses you. It represents challenges or problems that deal with your current situation. The third card is what crowns you. It represents your beliefs and tells you what to focus on. Number 4 is the distant past, and it represents the root of the problem. Card 5 is the possibilities, the things that could happen if your path is unchanged. Card number 6 is the future, another possibility of what could happen in the future. And that is the shield part of the spread. Now move to card number 7, which is the start of the sword. Number 7 represents your power, how you see yourself, and how you use your powers to manifest. Number 8 is outside influences, how others see you. Number 9 is your hopes and fears. Use this card to get advice or strategies to overcome the situation. And the last card is what I call prophecy or the conclusion. It is the best outcome for your current situation. And that's the way that I learned the Celtic cross spread. There are many different variations, but find the one that works for you. In conclusion, tarot is one of the most powerful and popular tools of the witch. It combines symbology, numerology, and astrology to create a great focal point for you to use your intuitive skills. Have fun with it and use it to your advantage to help you live a magical life. I'm Matt Sal. Thank you guys for listening, and a special thank you for those listening on the Troubled Minds Radio Network, KUAP Digital Broadcasting. Blessed be.